Hello, it's Helen from Journal with Purpose, and in this video today for Cult Pens, I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite topics, which is notebooks, journals and paper. So I've got 4 different books here that I'm going to talk you through. Some of these are kind of tried and tested for me, and some of the others are new finds that Cult Pens have sent me. So I'm going to talk you through some of the differences of these notebooks and what I really like using them for. So I'm going to start off with the Rodeo Gold book, which is one of my absolute favourite books. I've been using this sort of book for quite a few years now. And the paper in it is 90 GSM and it's ivory brushed vellum. And you'll find that any pens, fountain pens, brush pens will work really well on this. You can even use things like light watercolour. You'll get a little bit of wrinkling in the paper, but nothing too bad as long as it's not too wet a wash. And these have got some really good features in them. You've got your contents page at the front. So I use this for all of my planning for my bullet journal. So I list out here each of the months so they're easy to find. You also have an undated calendar at the front where I write down different things that are coming up, deadlines, events that I need to be aware of. You've then got larger sections there, followed then by 240 dotted numbered pages. And you've then got your little pouch at the back and 2 ribbons. And say, I just find because these are so smooth, the paper on here, everything glides on it and it's just a beautiful experience to write on. And so this is the soft cover and one of my absolute favourite books. The next one I'm going to move on to is a book that I've avoided for some time. This is the bullet journal, but it's from Ligami 1917, and I've used some Ligami books in the past, and I was less than impressed by their paper quality because I'm not a fan of ghosting on paper where you can see your inks right through onto the other side. Now recently, Ligami have upgraded all of their notebooks. So as I mentioned, this is the official bullet journal one, but you've got the normal Ligami books, which are available in dotted, plain and ruled. And the paper quality is now 120 GSM, and it's made such a difference. So the bullet journal one has intentions, place for your keys, the index, space for your future log, so where you'd write out your calendars and things for the month ahead. And it also has in this one a little booklet telling you all about the bullet journal system, how to set it up, and you've also got some stickers in the back here. And I tried out a few different things on this paper. So here I've used some light watercolour, I've used brush pens, I've got some fountain pen ink going on in there as well. And absolutely nothing is coming through onto the other side. So this is a really big win for me as far as I'm concerned for the Ligami paper. And if we compare it, it's still cream, but it's quite similar now really to the Rodeo paper. So it's kind of got that creamy off-white colour to it. And the Rodeo comes, I think I mentioned, well, obviously this is the dotted one, comes in dotted or square. And the Ligami, you can get the dotted, plain, ruled or the bullet journal version. So this is a book that I'll definitely be looking to use a lot more now. I've been really impressed with it. So these are both A5 size journals. I'm now going to move on to some smaller ones. So this is what you might think of as the moleskin size. So the same height as the other A5 books, but quite a bit narrower. And this book here is from Stanford. And it's got 160 pages of British milled paper. And it comes in dot grid or ruled. And I think it's got a really lovely feel to it, this book. I think it would be really nice and transportable, something great to take around with you. And you've got the one bookmark here, And I did some pen tests in the back using gel pens, Tombow brush pens and 2 different fountain pens. And absolutely nothing coming through really onto that paper on the other side. Certainly no bleed through at all. So that was actually the first time I tried the Stanford book, and I've been really impressed with it. I think that's a lovely little book to be able to take around with you. And if you don't like the big, thick, kind of chunky books, you can see the difference in size there. That's going to be much handier to take around in the car, to meetings, or on the go if you want to do a bit of journaling out and about. And the final book I'm going to show you is the Ligami. I hadn't tried this before, so this was sent to me by Cult Pens to try out. Ligami is an Italian brand. And this has got 100 GSM paper with 192 numbered pages. So you start off with some lovely little sections in the front. So you've got your contents and key page there. A map for places you want to go or visited, yearly goals, and then space for your monthly planners. And I love things like this. And then when you get past those, you get to your dotted paper. And I really like these little weather icons that are at the top. So again, I've tried out here a brush pen and a fountain pen because I like to see how the paper feels when I'm writing with them. And I got on really well with this book. There's a tiny bit of ghosting, you can see things coming through there, but definitely no bleed through and not enough that it would bother me at all. In fact, I absolutely love this book and will definitely be using it a lot. So you have 2 bookmarks in the Ligami, plus also you have a flap at the back. So I think that could be really handy if you had some reference pages you know you want to come back to, or if you're doing some journaling outside and it's a little bit windy, I really like you could use that to hold it down. And at the back you've got another little tuck pocket there to be able to put things in. And you've also got some space there for things like contacts, ID and passwords. So a really lovely book, and I'm quite drawn to that size actually. I think that's a really nice size. So if you're looking for some new notebooks, whether it's for journaling, work, to get you on track, to do some planning, I think there's some really lovely options there for you to be able to consider, depending on what kinds of products you like using in your journals and what kind of size you want to have on your desk. Well, I really hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you ever so much for watching.